YouTube, I'm still Ismail. On here, I want to explain my technology. The progress of my technology, the experience, and what's happening. You know, that's R&D. All people, all engineer, inventor experience that. If you remember, I keep saying I have a battery here. This is my circuit, and then I have a capacitor, and I have this thing, a module, switching module. Everything is there, connected there, and then this is the load, the motor. So every time I pulse, let's say the switch is here, every time I pulse, this capacitor is always charged times minimum of times 5. If this is 12 volts, the capacitor is always charged of minimum of 70 volts. That's what's happening from the ambient I'm getting, because every time I pulse, I have a circuit here. Actually, it's from the back EMF. Back EMF is my bait or initiator to attract the ambient. Since the back EMF have the same DNA or signature with ambient, that's why a lot of engineers, inventors complaining the back EMF is so high, the spike, without current, just voltage and without current. That's exactly what is the ambient. But if you know how to process it, you can charge it in somewhere, store it as a capacitor, battery, and you can see the power. But it depends how you do it. But this spike, you cannot easily harness it because it's so steep that you will damage any switching, electronic switching, like example IGBT or MOSFET. So the R&D, the engineer, the designer, trying to avoid, using this back EMF to become a power, since they cannot measure much of the current, and the power is voltage and current. So like me, the same, but not to use it, but to attract the ambient, since they have the same signature. So that's what I'm doing. So they become a carrier to go into the module and then load it into my capacitor without getting power from the main battery. So if I'm running the motor with, let's say, 1000 watts, that's not all from the battery, it's from the capacitor. But like I have also a problem. When I am getting, let's say this is 12 volts, 12 volts will not work to create a high spike, a high back EMF. So I need to use inverter or converter. Since I'm using DC to DC converter. So, but this is my own design, and here is the battery. 12 volts or 24 volts. But the problem, that's where the problem starts. Every time I pulse it to power the motor from the inverter, here I'm talking maybe 300 volts here. I have a frequency here from the inverter. The best frequency we got is 70 kilohertz. That's almost 99% efficiency. This inverter, a converter, 70 kilohertz. But every time I pulse it, the back EMF will try to attract the ambient, and there is a circulating frequency inside here that colliding with the frequency inside, since there is a one loop colliding with the 70 kilohertz here with the converter. So inside here, coil, power, etc., start to become overheat, and I can run it maximum of 25 minutes only. That's exactly my problem because of overheating. So what I'm doing, I try to avoid, maybe I by chance or test and trial, I down it to 60 kilohertz, then 50 kilohertz, until to the point of 25 kilohertz. But I'm already sacrificing the efficiency. At 25 kilohertz, maybe I'm already 60% efficiency on my converter. But actually I hit at 20 kilohertz. My converter designed on a 20 kilohertz, it's already I can run it an hour, but for whatever reason which I did not able to find out, when this inverter start to create a frequency, there is a radiation, always like that, there is a radiated, it start to vibrate, and then also this one start to vibrate, and again suddenly, without notice, without any indication, the inverter will be busted. All of the here, the inverter, we use some parts that like some parts, so it's busted. So I need to revise it. So keep like that, always like that. So what happened? I changed my design. To another approach. So although I'm using like here, I'll show my here. Here you can see the video here. This one I'm running my car on 12 volts battery, one piece, and look, I have so bulky thing, so I still keep improving it and then make it small. Look, that's the battery, that's the one I'm talking, this one, a single battery, and this is my inverter. I even make it small, the inverter small, everything will change, but I'm running it with a 12 volts battery. So since really this cost me a lot of time, money, and many tests and trial, so what I have done recently, that's why I cannot even make a looping because of that problem. There is suddenly the inverter will collapse. So what I have done, I make different approach. I make it several series of battery, whatever, like here, like what's on my video here. Hi YouTube, now here is my, I'll show you, this is my last video. I make this series battery. This is my first approach. So this series battery, but the difference is I have a discharging battery or a supply charging battery, and here is the charging battery. That's a negative, that's a negative, that's a negative, but I make it parallel. It means if this is times 10, it should be times 10 here. So if I have a circulating current here, 20 ampere, it means I'm discharging 20 ampere. It's sure, it's this one is charging 20 ampere. But my circuit, like what I keep telling, I have a capacitor here that getting from the ambient. So not all power going into the motor is from the battery, it's from the capacitor as well. So now my next move, that's the one I showed the video. So my next move is not a problem. It's not making a 25 kilohertz. This I should avoid this frequency, 25 kilohertz. Now I can replace this alternative even every 1 hour. If this one is discharging, so this one is charging, so every 1 hour I can alternate. Maybe let's say in 1 hour I'm using 1 kilowatt worth of battery. Let's say, so I will give you some computation. This is what will happen next, and very simple now. I can solve now my problem. Let's say I will use the battery for 10 hours until it's discharged. So 10 hours equals 10 kilowatt. This is just example. So it means every 10 hours I will change the battery, because this is already discharged and that one is already charged. So I will replace it. So, but I need 10 kilowatt. But if I want to use it 5 hours, it means I will not use all the 10 kilowatt. It's just I will use 10 kilowatts. But if I will use 1 hour, I will just use 1 kilowatt reserve battery here. What if I use 30 minutes only? So I will just use 500 watts. So now it's going down. So if I use 15 minutes, I mean alternating in 15 minutes, I will just use 250 watts. So if I will use 7.5 minutes, I will just use 125 watts until to go down to, just look, but the same power of 10 kilowatt. But I am not hitting the 25 kilohertz or 10 kilohertz, because this is just the alternating frequency is just more than one hertz. So totally my problem of colliding the frequency with this frequency totally solved. So this is my remaining problem now, and it's a very simple one. I can interchange every time I want. So, but this one I will not use battery. So battery will be solved. It will become a supercapacitor. That's what will happen. It will become supercapacitor. So battery will be out of the circuit already. Maybe on in the starting, yeah, but a supercapacitor can charge up even 1 week, and there's no problem on that. So I'm preparing a supercapacitor, and maybe I will use maybe few supercapacitor, but most is ordinary electrolytic capacitor. So I just need I don't need a lot of that, and I'm not heating this 10 kilohertz to 25 kilohertz because I don't have inverter already. So that's what's happening now. So that's why I sent this video. But this what I'm talking now. In less than 30 days, I can make that, no problem. Now I have a self-sustain. After I make that, it will become a looping with self-sustain power. Looping with self-sustained power. So this within, hopefully, and I don't think there's a problem, within 30 days. Okay, so I hope you understand what I'm saying, you follow what I'm saying, and then that's why now temporarily I have a lot of battery connected to that. But later on, everything will go cheap. The battery will be reduced, no lithium ion, there is no ordinary battery. So now if you will ask me how much it will cost now, let's say, to power a 5 kilowatt, let's say a car, conversion kit. Conversion kit, ordinary car, sedan car, is just, everybody in retail, hopefully, it's just 4K to 5K only. Because the investment is very low. How about a 5 kilowatt for household using for 5 kilo household genset? Genset means I will use motor and then I will connect dynamo here, and this is the load. This is the dynamo and this is the load. So there's a moving part. It's still not meg. It's not a motionless. It's not a motionless. It's meg. I mean, at this time it's a motion. There is a motor, etc. So the 5 kilowatt now, it will cost every household is something like, yeah, the same. It's almost the same, 4K to 5K dollars. But later on, I will remove this motor, this dynamo. So the ultimate design will be meg that will go down up equals 5 kilo equals maybe $2,000 only, because there is no dynamo, there is no motor, it's totally electronics, everything will go cheap. That's my design. And this one can go scale up to how many? But not meg. I think my meg at this time I can say just a 5 kilowatt to 10 kilowatt. But with motor and dynamo, using the existing dynamo, I can run even a power plant with self-sustain. Okay, hopefully this is a dream, you know, not a dream, it's already there. And then so I'll just watch the video, and if you have some question regarding the capacitor, you can view my video. You can view my video, that one. This is how I struck the energy. There's some idea. This is Aviso. That link, Aviso. Ismail Aviso. Take ambient extraction. That's the video you gotta watch. That's a three video. You must watch that carefully. That's it. That's Ismail Aviso. Take ambient extraction basic principle. 1 of 3. There's a 3 video. You know what is you can realize what is the connection of the battery. Okay, that's for today. Bye bye.